Yo, what's going on guys, it's Anime1 back here with a new video, and today I'm here with a new series of What If Naruto was banished and had dark release. So if you guys like the content in the channel, please subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, also like this video. So without any delay, let's begin the video. Naruto opened his eyes to see that he saw white ceiling. He was in the hospital again. Not again, thought Naruto, remembering the past actions that had been, that he had done. Going to the Sasuke retrieval mission, bringing Sasuke back, and also, well, he remembered Sasuke piercing his Chidori right through his chest. If not for the QB, he would be dead. For once in his life, he was thankful to the fox. But that didn't matter anymore. But Naruto also noticed something. He had defeated Sasuke because he had awakened something within himself that he fully didn't understand, but it gave him enough of a power boost to defeat Sasuke. The QB power was not enough. One tail worth of power of the QB was not enough. And Naruto had released somewhat of a dark aura inside of him that had given him the power boost that he needed to defeat Sasuke. But Naruto didn't remember what was that power, thought Naruto. But then he got up because, well, he was perfectly healed already. Then he saw no flowers, nothing. He sighed. What did he expect? Kakashi and Sakura to bring him flowers? Of course not. They would go to Sasuke, since Sasuke was also admitted in the hospital. He decided, not like I have a place in this village. But then he shook his head. No, I have to become the Hokage, thought Naruto, with determination in his eyes. But then soon, the nurse entered the room, and when she saw him, she gave him a disgusted look, but then made her face back to neutral with a smile. Hey, Naruto, I'm glad to see that you're awake. If you have recovered completely, which I will decide it for you, you can leave the hospital, and the Hokage wants to meet you too. So once the checkups are completed, you might go, said the nurse as Naruto gave her a nod. Soon, she found that Naruto was completely recovered due to the QB healing factor. But she noticed something. But even the QB should not be able to heal him so fast. What's going on? She thought, but then she shook her head. Of course it had to be the QB. This was the QB brat after all. She didn't know the full extent of the Nine Tails power. That is at least what she thought. Then Naruto left the hospital to go see Tsunade, was waiting for him in the Hokage's office. Naruto came in front of Tsunade. Hey, Bachan, why did you call me here? He asked with his cheerful and toothy grin as always. But Tsunade was not having it. She had a serious look on her face. Naruto, come with me. We have a council meeting. Since you have got discharged, we were waiting for this exact moment, she said as Naruto gave her a nod and followed her to the council room, where once Naruto entered, he saw that the middle chair, which is of course reserved for the Hokage, was empty, but outside of that, there were all the clan heads were there and the three elders along with some of the civilian council members, not all of them, but the ones that actually handle the businesses in the village, major ones. Then once Tsunade took her seat, everyone began to talk. Naruto, do you know why you're called here? Asked one of the elders. His name was Homura, as Naruto shook his head. Unfortunately, I don't, said Naruto as they all looked at him. The Sasuke retrieval mission, an S-rank mission that was given to all of you, and you successfully did complete the mission. But however, said Danzo as Naruto narrowed his eyes. He never liked the guy in the first place. Naruto always had this persona of acting stupid and goofy, but in reality, he was a serious person. He just didn't like to show it, because if he did, he wouldn't be acknowledged by others. He at least understood that much. As Danzo looked at the boy, as I will continue, You have injured Sasuke Uchiha very much, Naruto, said Danzo as Naruto narrowed his eyes, and he was not coming back to the village with talks, so I had to injure him. Not to mention that I have the permission of Lady Hokage to do so, Naruto said as Danzo gritted his teeth. This boy was supposed to be stupid, but the Donda simply shook his head. That's not the point. The only reason that you were able to defeat him is because of the fox, Donzo said as everyone looked at Naruto with a serious gaze, especially the civilians, as they were the ones who were scared the most. And Donzo took advantage of that. As Donzo smirked at Naruto, Naruto could see where this was going. Don't tell me this Warhawk, thought Naruto as he looked at Danzo. You are a threat to this village, Naruto Uzumaki, and hereby, by the uh, authority of everyone in the council, I can banish you from Konoha, said Danzo as Naruto looked at him, with his eyes widened. He then looked at Tsunade. You can't be serious, right? I had to use the Nine Tails power in order to defeat Sasuke. That is simply preposterous. You just kinda banished me for doing my mission, Naruto said. Tsunade looked at him, a little serious, but this was all a facade, Naruto could see. Tsunade was hurt inside. Naruto, there's nothing I can do. He has got the stamp of the daimyo. He convinced the old fool, said Tsunade as Danzo smirked. He used the Koda Matsukami on the daimyo to get this stamp, so that was not a problem. His original plan was to get the Ninjas under his control, and today or tomorrow, whenever the boy leaves, will be the day that he gets his hand on the Ninetales. But right now was that could wait. As he looked at Naruto, you're given at least 4 hours before you can leave the village. We should not see you anywhere near the fire capital. Is that clear? Said Danzo. Naruto simply just turned around with his eyes widened, and he was in a daze, simply not wanting to talk or utter out a single word. His eyes looked dead as he started leaving the council room. As all the other clan heads felt bad for the boy, but they could not do anything. They knew for a fact that the fourth seal was strong enough to hold back the Nine Tails, but this Danzo, they would make sure that this Warhawk paid. But right now, Naruto needed to be banished because they simply could not oppose the daimyo. Naruto was going towards his apartment as people were bumping into him and shouting at him while he was doing so because, well, Naruto was at a daze as Naruto simply ignored all of them and their shouts. And then he met Sakura. Sakura was coming towards him to at least not greet him in a friendly manner. She came towards him to shout at him, but saw the look in his eyes. But anyways, he continued. Hey Naruto, you idiot! What the hell did you do to Sasuke? Naruto was not having it. He looked at her. Sasuke, Sasuke, Sasuke. For goddamn sake, get over that Uchiha bitch, okay? He's not never gonna like you. Sasuke is obsessed with his revenge on Itachi. That's the only thing in his mind. Romance will never be there. So get over it, Sakura. He's never gonna like you. And in the first place, I know what you're gonna say, right? You knew that I was gonna get banished, said Naruto as he looked at her. But banished, said Sakura. She did not expect this outburst. He was so angry. Don't act like you don't. And I'm pretty much, confirmed that you're actually glad inside that I'm getting banished. Now that I'll be out of the way, both you and Sasuke can do whatever the fuck you want. Be happy, Sakura, with your unrequited love, said Naruto as he started leaving. Ino was also in shock as he was walking with Sakura. Ba- Banished, said Ino as he looked at Sakura. But for what? He completed his mission, not I don't know, said Sakura. But I guess if I had to take a guess, it's because he heard Sasuke. Said Sakura as he remembered what state Sasuke came back to the village. He was pretty badly beaten up, and he was also bleeding from his chest. It was like a claw mark was on Sasuke's chest, and it left a scar permanently. So that was one of the reasons why Naruto could have been banished. No, said Ino. It has to be something else. Naruto simply completed his mission. Sasuke would not listen to him to come back to the village, said Ino as Sakura looked at him. I don't know then. That's not the reason. She said as she was also in a daze now. Everyone that was in the Konoha 9 soon got to find out. Especially one person was broken, Hinata. She immediately went to Naruto's apartment to check up on him, but to her surprise, Naruto was not there. And then she quickly ran towards the village gate where she saw Naruto was about to leave. Hey, Naruto, Hinata called out. Naruto looked back at her. What is it, Hinata? He asked, as she looked at him a little shy, but all that shyness went away as she thought about not seeing him again. Hey, Naruto, I'm sorry, she said as Naruto looked at her and smiled. Don't worry about it. You are only the few people that have warmth from Hinata. Thank you, he said as she looked at him. Warmth? She asked. I know that you have a crush on me, he said as Hinata's entire face turned red. What? She asked. Naruto just looked at her and smirked. Don't worry. Someday, if fates turn out to be good, I'll come back for you. But right now, I have to leave this village. It's the best thing to do, said Naruto as Hinata understood and nodded. Soon Naruto left the village, and afterwards Jiraiya would come to find out about this news, as he would get angry. He would shout at Tsunade, but Tsunade would sort of shout back at him that she could not do anything as, and this was the order of the daimyo. Jiraiya actually left to see Naruto and where the boy had gone, and to his surprise, he found the boy pretty easily as Naruto was in a battle with Anbus. Naruto's flashback. As I was leaving the village, I noticed few people. I don't know after my battle with Sasuke, my sensory abilities have heightened, and I can sense people pretty easily. I kept my guard up, but I could sense it. All of these people were at least tuning, and some of them were even joining level ninja, so I had to be careful. Naruto soon saw, and then I started leaving towards my destination, which I really don't know where I had to go. So I simply started wandering off. Once I was far away from the village, those people that were following me dropped to the ground. They were wearing a white mask and armor gears. Naruto looked at all of them. Who are you? Naruto asked. They all looked at him. We are the roots that protect the village called Konoha. Now, Naruto Uzumaki, submit yourself, and we can solve this peacefully, and you'll be the weapon that Konoha very so much desires. Jinchuriki of the QB, said the man that seemed like the Anbu's god captain. Naruto simply chuckled. You think that you can stop me? Well, why didn't you go ahead and try? Said Naruto, as red chalk was starting surrounding him in bubbles, as his eyes turned red with a slit, and a tail appeared behind him. Naruto had entered the Jinchuriki cloak, with one tail behind him, as all the Anbus got ready. This was not going to be easy, they all thought. And then the battle began, but Naruto was overwhelmed soon, as he could not, well, fight 10 Anbus altogether. One of the Anbus had Naruto pinned down and placed a ceiling tat on his forehead, As Naruto's all the QB chakra started retracting into his body. Shit, thought Naruto as well. He could see. He would go back to Konoha, but this time to be a weapon. He got it. Danzo, thought Naruto in his mind. Of course, that Warhawk would be the one responsible for this, Naruto thought again. As then rage started being pulling inside Naruto. Weapon, Churiki, Sasuke, the village, hate. Hate them all, thought Naruto inside, as the seal that was inside on Naruto's forehead soon started corroding away. What the? Thought the Anbus that was holding Naruto down, as he had to jump away as Naruto stood up with a black, raging chakra emanating out of him. What in the world is going on? Oh, one of the Anbu said, as the others were kept their guard up.
The fun time is about to begin.
They heard a dark voice coming inside from the aura that was emanating from the boy. What in the world? One of the Anbus thought. But then what he saw next were red eyes, with black haired Naruto in front of him.
Hey now, you wouldn't be so kind enough to be my prey.
Said Naruto as he slammed the guard down, the Anbu down by placing his palm right in the Anbu's face. And soon the Anbu saw the man was dead with only one attack. Soon the Naruto took the Anbu's Tanto and covered it in black chakra.
The king is still asleep, but I guess you all will suffice.
Said Naruto as his hair was black and his eyes red, looking at all of them. Then the slaughter began, and that was what sight Jiraiya came to see. Naruto holding his Tanto at the neck of one of the Anbu, specifically the Anbu captain. As the Anbu captain looked at Naruto, Monster, who are you? You're not the boy, and not even the QB. Then who are you? Said, said the Anbu captain.
I am Naruto Uzumaki, but just another version of him that he will eventually accept, and when he does,
The Naruto grinned,
it's gonna be over for all of you.
said that the Dark Naruto as he brought his Tanto up, and in a swift slice, he took the man's head clean off. As Jiraiya was shocked to see that. Is that really Naruto? Jiraiya thought. But then soon, Naruto's hair soon would return back to blonde, and his eyes turned back his crystal blue eyes, as Naruto collapsed face down, seemingly exhausted. Jiraiya came towards him as he picked him up, then saw the Anbus. These are not Tsunade's Anbus. If not, then Jiraiya's blood started boiling. Danzo, that crafty bastard. Once I get back to the village. The Jiraiya thought, but then he remembered what he said to Tsunade. I will never step foot in this village, Tsunade. Never again. All I'm gonna give you is intel from my spy network. That's all. Now, do not expect me to assist this village anymore, said Jiraiya as he left out the window. Jiraiya shook his head. He was a man of his word, and was disappointed in the village. He does not simply return back. Not until Danzo was taken care of. He would send Tsunade a letter, but that's all. He would not go back physically, and he was sure of that. Soon, Naruto woke up to see that, well, it was night, and he was feeling warm. And the reason he was feeling warm that is because he was in front of a fire, a campfire that it looked like. Naruto looked around to see that Jiraiya sensei, Naruto said. And Jiraiya looked at him. So you're letting go of that mask now. You only thought shown that smart side of yours to me only. You know that? Yeah, I know. But you're still a pervert. Naruto said, as Jiraiya laughed. I do have I do claim that I'm a super pervert, so that's that. But Naruto, what happened to you? Jiraiya said in a serious tone. What happened? You already know. Why ask? No, I'm not saying about the banishment. I'm saying about that power that you released to kill those Anbus. What was that? Said Jiraiya as he looked. Naruto looked at him, looked confused. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about. And the topic of Anbus. Did did that crafty bastard Donzo send them after me? Jiraiya nodded. Indeed, it was them. But answer my question. Naruto shook his head. I have no idea what you're talking about. All I remember was, well, being pinned down by the Anbu and chakra suppression seal placed on my forehead. After that, everything is pretty much blank, said Naruto. Jiraiya looked at him. So he doesn't remember it at all. Then that must be. I guess we have something else to look forward to. This is actually quite good. Now that this has happened, I can train you, said Jiraiya as Naruto looked at him. What? I had originally planned to take you to a 3-year training trip, but since you're banished, I can train you with my hearts full of content without at least actually being distracted. And when I say that I'm gonna train you with all my capabilities, I'm dead serious, said Jiraiya. As Naruto looked at him, but before that, I would like to say some things. Since your father would have liked you to stay in the village, but the village betrayed him, I think at least you deserve to know this much of the truth, said Jiraiya as he looked at Naruto. Your father was my student, the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. Jiraiya dropped the bombshell as Naruto looked at him, eyes widened. Uh, Fourth Hokage? You're saying me that the ban is the son of the fourth? Naruto said as he stood up, and Jiraiya looked at him. Unfortunately, that seems to be the case. And that only the man that I can blame for it is Danzo. Jiraiya said as he clenched his fist, but then he calmed down. Naruto, I know this must be hard for you to process, but I'll tell you about your father and everything that happened in the Nine Tails attack, at least from what I know of. And then I'll tell you about your mother too. Her name was Kushina Uzumaki. She was a royal-blooded Uzumaki of the Uzumaki clan that was brought into the village to be the container of the QB. She was the container of the QB before you, said Jiraiya as Naruto looked at him again, shocked. You know, this much of an info dump is not good, said Naruto, as Jiraiya looked at him a little confused. You're taking this much better than I thought. I thought that you would scream at me or something. No, I don't have the energy to do that, said Naruto as he sat down, completely exhausted looking. Everything that I worked for, my dream has been stolen from me. What's a little bit of revelations like these actually don't faze me anymore, said Naruto as Jiraiya looked at the boy, sad. Yes, you may not be able to become the Hokage, but you can be something even above that, said Jiraiya as he looked at Naruto. And what would that be? Be the strongest man in the world that even the leaf will fear, Naruto. You have the potential to do so. You hide that you're a prodigy, but to me you showed your true potential. So that's why I want to train you with all my capabilities. And also, I'll tell you what happened when I saw you. Jiraiya said, as he started explaining what he saw with his battle, Naruto's battle with the Anbus, in the dark side of Naruto that had came out. Black hair and red eyes, and I was that powerful, said Naruto as Jiraiya nodded. Yes, the time that, as you said to me a few minutes before, of you feeling a strange rush of power at the end of your battle with Sasuke, which was not of the QB. I think it was the same power. I don't know what kind of Genkai or anything this is, but it's a powerful power. At least I can tell you that much," said Jiraiya. "If you can control this power, that as your words that version was implying that you would be able to control this power eventually, then you would be strong enough to be the strongest man in the world." So Jiraiya, especially with the power of the Kyuubi combined with it, he thought internally as Naruto nodded. "Then when are we gonna begin my training?" he asked. "Tomorrow morning sharp. We're gonna be keeping on moving as well. We don't want the Akatsuki to know our hideouts." As that was happening, in a dark cave, 9 figures stood, as all of them were the Akatsuki members. "Looks like the Kyuubi Jinchuriki has been banished from the Hidden Leaf. Are they fools or what?" said uh, Deidara as he looked at Pain. Pain just closed his eyes, he had nothing to say. Why would the Leaf do something like that? Losing their greatest weapon that they had? This made no sense. Itachi spoke. "The fear is power. The leaf is strong enough to handle tasks on its own. It actually doesn't even need a Jinchuriki. In this past few years, the leaf has won all the wars with the shinobi itself. It never once used the power of the tailed beast, but the other nation did. I think they're confident enough to see that they're in the same position as they were in before," said Itachi, as the others had to agree with that. The leaf never used the tailed beast's power in the ninja wars that had happened in the past. Pain spoke. "This makes our plan much more easier. But that's outside of the point. The Nine Tails has to be captured at the last. So we will leave Naruto Uzumaki for now. You all be prepared, because once we start the Jinchuriki hunt, it will be fast," said Pain, as all of them nodded. And soon all of them disappeared. A man that was hidden among the shadows was watching the entire scene, his single red Sharingan glowing eye looking at the entire scene. "Naruto is banished, huh? What sensei would be laughing in his grave," said Obito as he started phasing through the ground like a ghost. And then we come to training. Naruto has been training, and then let's just say that he is in a really good position since the time skip is gonna happen in 3, 2, 1 right now. We come to 4 years time skip. Akatsuki still hasn't made their move, so that's one good thing. But a ninja has been rising in the elemental nation, known as the Red Eye. He was so fast and so strong that he was classified as a S rank criminal ninja in the Hidden Stone bingo book, and also in the Hidden Mist bingo book. For the Hidden Mist parts, they really didn't know why, but for the Hidden Stone parts, they knew very well. Naruto had slaughtered many of Onoki's ninja that came after him. The reason that was still to be known. That I'll reveal in the next part. But for right now, let's get on with this the first part. Naruto. Let's just not talk about him right now. Let's go to the perspective of Hidden Leaf. In the Hidden Leaf village, many things had changed since the banishment of Naruto. Everyone was serious about their training and wanting to become strong. Sasuke again had left the village. This time, Kabuto had assisted him in leaving the village, and everyone was heartbroken. The man that Naruto had been banished for to bring back had left the village again. What bastard Sasuke was. They all had the same thought, but then again, it didn't matter. At the end of the day, Sakura had been taken under Tsunade as her personal apprentice, and since it is not a 3 years time skip, it is a 4 year time skip. Sakura is a lot stronger than she was in canon. I'll explain in a few minutes how she is. Um, and Itachi was also killed during this time frame by Sasuke, and Sasuke has returned to the village. Toby did not get his hands on Sasuke. How he didn't get his hands on Sasuke, I'll be saying that afterwards. But for right now, Sasuke is back in the village, and yeah, that's pretty much it. For the other shinobis in the Hidden Leaf village, Shikamaru, Choji, and Kiba kept their distance from Sasuke, including Neji, since they were all in the Sasuke retrieval mission. They knew what Sasuke was in true, and that's why they didn't like Sasuke very much, especially after the mission and after the fact Naruto was banished because of him. So they didn't like him very much. Sakura and Sasuke ended up being together after all the trivials and whatever happened. I don't really want to get into that. Let's just say they are a couple now, right? So yeah, that's that. And then we come to the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki right now are especially Deidara and Sasori. They're going to the Hidden Sand to capture Gara. The battle between Gara and Deidara goes the same as it did in canon. They captured Deidara, and then Sasori pretty much poisoned Kankuro. So his message would be sent to the Hidden Leaf asking for assistance, and the same team would be sent instead of Naruto. Sasuke would be sent in the mission. So once Sasuke was sent and everyone reaches, Sakura heals Kankuro, and then they go after the uh, you know they go after Gaara to bring him back. Team Guy meets with Team 7, and they sort of break into the cave with Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura and Chiyo, these four breaking into the cave specifically. But before they had entered the cave, someone was already inside there. He had a mask on his face, a fox mask, and he was wearing a cloak, a blue cloak, a dark navy blue cloak around him, which covered most of his body, and he had a sword in his hand. He was looking at Deidara and Sasori with a killing intent that even Team 7 and Chiyo could sense. You of all people would come here. Who would have thought? That red eye, said Deidara, as he could see from his mask. The two red eyes that pierced at him. Oh, is that so? You knew I was gonna come, said the man in a pretty dark voice, as it sent shivers down all of their spine, even including Team 7, except for Sasuke, who had gotten pretty strong because he had unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan. And I also forgot to tell that Itachi was the one who told Sasuke the truth about the Uchiha massacre, not Toby. So Sasuke is not on the path of revenge, since Itachi would not want to manipulate Sasuke's mind very much. So Itachi did convince Sasuke to protect the Hidden Leaf instead of wanting to destroy it. So that would have happened. So let's get back to the present story. So the man would look at them. His sword would be now covered in a black, dark pitch black aura, a chakra that they had never seen. I guess I'll take this one on. He is one of our targets after all. Sasori, you take care of the rest of the Konoha ninjas who recently entered, said Deidara as he flew off with Gaara's body. The man looked at the Konoha ninja with his red eyes, and then soon, in a black smoke, he disappeared like he was not there. Was that teleportation? Sasuke thought in his mind, but then he let it go. He unsheathed his Kusanagi blade as he pointed towards Sasori. We're gonna take you down, Sasuke said, as Sasori smirked. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Brat. Who killed Orochimaru? Sasuke Uchiha, said Sasori. Sasuke smirked. I'm glad that you knew about me. Sasori of the Red Sand. said Sasuke as he activated his Sharingan. Soon the battle began. And do I really need to go that Sasuke would stomp Sasori since he is as strong as he was in 5 Kage Summit Sasuke. So I really do not need to explain how badly Sasori can get defeated. We go to the battle between Naruto and Deidara, as Naruto would be chasing down Deidara by jumping from branch to branch, as Deidara would throw any kind of detonating clay that he could at Naruto. But before they could even get towards Naruto, Naruto would simply swing his blade, releasing a dark slash made up of complete chakra, and the clay would be decayed completely. But the slashes would not go high enough to reach Deidara. Naruto would then think, "This is bad. He's flying, so he has the advantage on that." But however, Naruto thought, he then pinned his sword down to his ground and then went through hand sign. Summoning jutsu, Naruto said, as in a poof of black smoke, a bat appeared. "Naruto-sama, what do you need me for?" the bat said as he was decent in size. "Chase him down," said Naruto as the bat looked at Deidara. "As you wish." No, the bat said as he carried Naruto in his back and started flying towards Deidara. Unfortunately, even Deidara's clay bird could not fly as fast as the bat. So then Naruto and Deidara came face to face. So you had that summoning. Looks like the rumors were true. You are the bat summoner after all. The bat grinned. "Ah, yes. A dark user deserves a dark summoning," the bat said as Deidara scoffed. Yeah, whatever." But before Deidara could say anything, he felt a chill down his spine, as the brat wasn't riding on the bat anymore, but he felt a voice from behind him.
Are you sure about that?
Naruto said as his red eyes were glaring at Deidara. Deidara turned back, but it was already too late. A sword was driven right through Deidara's chest. As Deidara looked at Naruto, "How? I was correct. Teleportation," Deidara said. As Naruto looked at him. "Yes, up to some extent, but not exactly. But I guess it works anyways," Naruto said, as the sword that was in Deidara's chest started to be covered in a black chakra. "This is gonna be your end," said Naruto, as Deidara started screaming in pain, as the nerves that were normally not be visible were now visible in Deidara's body. But the thing was, the nerves had turned black, as Deidara screamed out in pain and agony as Naruto looked at him, his eyes emotionless. As soon as that happened, Deidara collapsed, foaming out of his mouth, and his eyes rolled back. He was dead, that was for sure. Naruto seated his blade back again, and then he saw Gaara. He quickly left off the claymore that was falling down, and then he took the ride on the bat, and then soon came back towards the Team 7, who had defeated Sasori with pretty much ease. As then he give them back the Kazekage. "Here, the Kazekage, take him back to your village," he said, looking at Lady Chia specifically. Lady Chia stepped up. You're a good friend of his. I take it you don't want to reveal your identity," she said as the man nodded. And then she performed the same jutsu that she did in the original series, sacrificing her life for Gaara's. So Gaara does get revived, and then he sees this masked man, but the Gaara doesn't know who this masked man is. So he simply keeps quiet and says, "Red Eye, it's been a while, and thank you for saving me." Gaara says that Naruto shook his head, as he said, It's not me. You should be thanking Lady Chio. She gave up her life in order to save you, Gara. Naruto said as Gara looked down. I see. I'm grateful for her. Gara said as Naruto smiled. Well, I'll be leaving then, said Naruto, but before then he was stopped by a voice. Hey. He looked back to see it was Sasuke, the red eye, an S rank ninja in the bingo books. You haven't done anything to Konoha, that's why I'm letting you go. But, Sasuke said as his starting gun started to spin in his eyes, I don't know who you are, but your chakra, it's not pleasant. I can only tell that much. Said Sasuke because he was, well, his starting gun could see it. The man's chakra system was different. It had black chakra flowing through his veins instead of blue, like a normal ninja. Naruto inside his mask smirked. You have a good eye, Uchiha.
But hopefully, if you ever cross paths with me, the way that you're implying to, you better wish that your eyes were enough to save you, Sasuke Uchiha.